Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest issue of Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, and of course, if you like this type of content and you want to see the channels like myself grow, comment down below. One, goes a massive way to helping out the channel. Two, I love hearing back from you guys. Even if you're just saying hello, it is always nice to hear somebody say hello. Whether you're telling me what magazine issue number you're on, if you're from somewhere outside of the UK, I do actually super appreciate it. Love hearing back from you guys, no matter where you are in the world. And it's, yeah, really good fun. So, anyway, enough rambling on and, yeah, all that type of stuff. We're going to crack on to it. So, obviously, this week's issue slightly delayed. From what I have been told by my news agents, where I get this from, they had questioned it with the distributor, and the distributor said that they hadn't actually received the copies on time for delivery on Wednesday by the publisher. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But mine turned up today, so happy days, I've got mine. So if you're still looking for it, check your locals just to see if it's turned up. Hopefully it has. Anyway, moving on from there. Obviously, we're on issue 76 of good old Combat Patrol magazine, part 2 of our Astra Militarum field ordnance battery. So we get one sprue to go with the 2 that we had last week, and we have 2 sizable bases just here. 1 for each gun. Now, you have 3 different guns that you can build. So, if you wanted to build the last gun, go for it. If you want to build the field cannon, go for it. If you want to build a rocket battery, go for it. Entirely up to you which 2 you want to go for. Obviously, if you want all 3, it does make it a little bit tricky. But, you know, unless you're going to use magnets, not very easy to get around. But entirely up to you how you do want to do it. But, you know, if you're lucky enough and you found somewhere that's got multiple copies and you bought multiple copies last week, get 6, have 2 of each. But that's entirely up to you, because that's quite a bit of money. Anyway, moving on from there. Obviously, last week being part 1 of 2 was the build guide. So if you followed that guide, you'll have sub-assemblies which work absolutely wonders for painting kits like this. So definitely fully recommend it. If you can though, and if you haven't already built it, I wouldn't have the gunner on there. I would actually have the gunner off there for the time being, just to make things a little bit simpler and a little bit easier and more straightforward for you. But entirely up to you. You don't have to follow my advice. I'm just an idiot on the internet saying random stuff at times. Anyway, enough talk about that and enough self-deprecation. Following the paint guide actually is really decent. So if you like that kind of colour scheme and you've already been doing it for any of your previous Astra Militarum, whether it's for Command Squad or the Cadian Shock Troops or anything, this colour scheme works really well. So you're going to be using a lot of dark green and stuff like that. Entirely up to you. I do like it. I do think it works. It's a very decent colour scheme. Following the guide works pretty well and is slightly box art accurate as well. So it's got a lot of accuracies to that. There are things I personally would slightly change, but yeah, it does exactly what you need it to do. If you're following a different paint scheme and you're going for a different colour, like I am, because I like to be awkward, I'm going to go for a winter camo style. So mine's going to be very grey and blue across all of it. If you feel like you need to kind of work out a good way of doing that kind of colour scheme, and you've got an Android phone, download a program called ImpCat. It costs a couple of quid off the Play Store, but find the mega.nz download folders that you can find on Google, and you can download a file for the camouflage versions of the Astra Militarum good old Cadian Shock Troop, and I think it's the Baneblade tank. I might be wrong on that. And you can kind of work out patterns for that. And pretty decent because there's loads of different paints listed on there. And yeah, you can have a bit of fun with that. So if you want to, you know, work out how to do bright pink, you can utilise that if you wanted to. Anywho, pretty cool stuff. It works very, very well. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it looks like a simple paint scheme. There are quite a few steps to it, but it works very, very well. So it's super effective and super straightforward to get on with. Entirely up to you if you want to mount it before putting the texture on your base. However, because you're going to be dry brushing the texture, it makes it a little bit tricky if you've got loads of stuff in the way. Personally, I will use texture paint before I mount the actual unit on there, and I'll use super glue to mount it instead, because that kind of melts everything and bonds everything that way, just so I can get all of that texture paint kind of highlighted beforehand. So makes it just a little bit easier. But if you're following the guide, you're going to have something that looks like that. It works very, very well. I can't knock it. It does exactly what you need it to do. So not too bad at all. Moving on from there, we get a nice lore section for the Astra Militarum, the Indomitus Crusade. Many demands have been placed upon the Astra Militarum in the millennia since its founding, but perhaps none so great as those placed upon it by the Indomitus Crusade. When the Cicatrix Maledictum tore the galaxy asunder, it ushered in a new and terrible era for the Imperium. Seeing the desperate situation that mankind was in, Rabut Guilliman embarked upon an audacious undertaking. A vast crusade beyond the Great Rift and into the Imperium Nihilus. He intended to take the fight to the forces of chaos and deliver those beleaguered worlds cut off from the light of the Astronomicon. For such a momentous undertaking, huge numbers of starships, military equipment and personnel needed to be assembled. The responsibility of providing such large numbers of troops would fall to the Astra Militarum, who have ever been the backbone of the Imperium's military might. So, pretty cool stuff. On the other side of that as well, there are heroes beyond count within the Astra Militarum, and we get a bunch of information about a whole bunch of them. So, we have some really good ones. So, on Humanity's Heroes, we have Ursula J. Creed. Ursula Creed is a hardened battlefield general and a brilliant strategist. She holds Cadia's highest military office. So, pretty cool stuff. You also find out about Minka Lesk. Minka Lesk displayed great fortitude, having survived the fall of Cadia. Undaunted by the supernatural horrors she witnessed, she has risen to the rank of captain in the Cadian 100 of Verst. Moving on from there, you also get information about Ibram Gaunt and Gaunt's Ghosts as well, all available in minis, as you can see just down here. So, Ibram Gaunt, being a commissar, has led by example through displays of virtue rather than the imposition of terror. And as such, he has become a venerated hero within the Astra Militarum. Then we have Nork Dead Dog, an unusual, but, you know, for an abhuman to become lauded as a hero, but Nork Dead Dog was an unusual Ogryn. So he is an Ogryn, the big chappy there. So pretty cool stuff. And he is the bodyguard, and has been the bodyguard to Colonel Grease of the Catachan II as well. So pretty cool stuff. And an interesting addition to the Astra Militarum, really. Seravina Rain, like all commanders, Seravina Rain is an orphan. She was raised in the Scholar Progenium on Gloam, following the death of her parents. Her only link to her old life is an antique pocket watch, and she is determined to unravel the mysteries of her past. As per many, many heroes within the worlds of Warhammer. So, pretty cool stuff. And And then finally, on the other side of all of that, you get a bit of information about Ursark Creed, who was the former Lord Castellan of Cadia and fought doggedly in its defence for many decades as well. So, pretty cool stuff. And Sebastian Yarrick as well. A long and distinguished commissar of the Imperial Guard. So it's not very often you use Imperial Guard in a lot of things. A lot of now they use Astra Militarum in a lot of ways, but Imperial Guard is the old name for the Astra Militarum as well. So pretty cool stuff. Then you get your campaign section, so giving us as a good old Astra Militarum versus Gene Stealers. Always going to be a fun fight, isn't it? That one. Using Scorched Earth and yeah, your victory conditions on the other side. And then we have a new scenario, Rain Down Fire. Obviously, because now we have our field ordnance, we get to utilise those and have a bit of good fun with that. So we are going to use the Astra Militarum deployment zone. You have an overrun zone, so if the good old Tyranids get into that overrun zone, it will start having an effect and everything like that. But you can utilise your heavy weapons behind everything and bombard the enemy, which is always really, really good fun. You have indirect fire, you have kind of more blasts and everything like that, but you get to have a little bit of fun with it, and super cool stuff. So, happy days there. Moving on, though. Next week, hopefully it arrives on time, issue 77, well worth the money, $9.99 for the heavy weapon squad, 3 minis. And you've got cannons, you've got lasgun, you've got heavy bolters. Pretty cool stuff. I can't knock this issue. It's going to be well worth the money. Really good stuff. Then issue 78 is one that I must admit I have been looking forward to. It is the Atalan Jackals for the Gene Stealer Cults. Super cool unit. One of my favourite Gene Stealer Cults units. Yeah, definitely one I'm looking forward to. So it should be really, really good fun. Right. That is it from me. I am going to do a disappearing act now. Thank you so much for watching. As per usual though, if you've enjoyed the video, hit the like, hit subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Love hearing back from you guys. It goes a massive way. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.